Hello, welcome to the channel Programming in Python with RSK, and I am Rajendra Kulkarni. Friends, in this video I am going to explain what are the methods and how conversions can be made in Python, in strings in Python. There are so many methods we will be using, and I will be explaining in this video. Friends, please like the video if you have liked it, share it, and subscribe to the channel Programming in Python with RSK. So let us start our video. What are methods? Methods are the member functions of a class, and when we say methods, it implies that all the functions of the class cannot be invoked or called freely and independently in our program unless we declare an object of that class, and using that object, method of that class can be invoked. In Python, all the variables are objects of the class. Int is a class, so also str, which stands for string. What are the methods we will be discussing, and what are the methods available? So these are the huge number of methods which we have in Python's strings. All these methods are string methods. Naturally, we cannot explain all these methods in one presentation. So in this video, I will be explaining the widely used methods we can get the methods of a class, any class, by using print dir str, or if it is float then dir float, and if it is a list then dir list. This is the printout I have taken by using this print statement, so that we can know what are the number of methods that class str comes with, which we can use with an object of str. There is a method, these are two underscores, then size of, then again two underscores, and then parenthesis. S dot, S is we have declared as a member of class string or a variable of class string, and it is assigned with the value study Python. When we execute this statement, print s and dot two underscores size of two underscores, this method size of gives out the memory used by the object. In this case it will be study, then a space and Python. This object is using, or it has been assigned with 61 bytes of memory for string named s. Then there is another method which gives us length of the string. It is same, s dot two underscores, then again two underscores, and then parenthesis, it gives us the number of characters in S, characters in a identifier which is referring to a string study Python. There are many case conversion methods in Python. We will see one by one the case conversion method. We have declared and defined two string variables A and BB. To AA we have assigned understanding Python as a string variable, a string constant, which is a object of class string. For BB we are asking user to input a string in uppercase. So on execution of this input statement, I gave this some random string as my input, which is assigned to BB. And this print A and print BB gives us the output of the objects or of the variables A and BB, values of A and BB. Then we use a method A.upper and BB.lower. Print A and A, BB, what we get is AA, which was understanding Python in lowercase, most of its characters, has been converted to uppercase, and now instead of A pointing or referring to this object understanding Python in lowercase, it now starts pointing to understanding Python in uppercase. So a new object has been created, understanding Python all capitals, and assigned to AA. Same way BB, we are converting this BB, all that input which we have given some random input, to lowercase. So now BB, instead of pointing to a object AAA, BBB, CCC, DDD in uppercase, starts pointing to the same object or the different object, which is lowercase AAA, BBB, CCC, DDD. Now what happens to earlier objects? This understanding Python which we assigned with A and input string which we assigned with BB. AA and BB identifiers are now dereferenced from the original objects, and they start referring to the new objects given by AA.upper and BB.lower. Then another case conversion method is title. What it does, it converts the first letter of all the words in a string to uppercase. Now we have assigned A with mangoes are sweet, and we have given a print statement. It outputs whatever is the value of A or object A and ID of that object. Then we go for A is equal to A.title, and then again take a printout or the display using print statement. We can see here M, A and S are all converted to uppercase. All other characters or letters in the string are in lowercase, and ID of the objects is 4640 ending with 4640. Earlier, when mangoes are sweet in lowercase where was the object, now the new object with a dot title method starts of pointing to different object, which is 35 ID of which is ending with 3520. So here again the original object mangoes are sweet in lowercase has been replaced, or that object has been dereferenced from A, and now A starts referring to a new object which is created by converting the original object using method title. Now print A ID A, again the A assigned with this print A ID A, this gives us this output. A dot title we have used the method A dot title. We have just mentioned the method, we have not assigned the object created by this A dot title method to any other identifier. So what we expect is the same object which we have earlier assigned to identifier AA. So we get the same thing with the same ID object of the object. Then we go for print A dot title and ID AA. What we get is all the first characters of all the words in the string are converted to uppercase, but the ID of the variable A remains the same. Now what is happening here is Python is creating a new object in response to the method A.title, but since that object we are not using anywhere in the scheme of our program, that object remains unnamed and only Python knows that object, and that object is used when we use print A.title. Once this print A.title and IDA, this statement is executed, that temporary object created by A.title is not useful anymore, so it goes for garbage collection of title of Python. So when a method is used and it is the outcome of the output of that method is not assigned to any other object, any other identifier, the Python first creates a temporary object. That temporary object, if it is used as in a statement of print type of statement, get displayed, and then if it is not assigned to any other variable, it qualifies for garbage collection. Another case conversion methods, capitalize and swap case. In capitalize, the string's first word or first letter of the first word of the string is only converted to capital. In swap case, whatever are the cases of the whole string, those get swapped. So uppercase becomes lowercase, lowercase becomes uppercase. In any method which alters the string, the original string does not change as string is immutable. We have seen in our last video that string is immutable. It cannot be changed programmatically during runtime. So any method which tries to alter the string, it creates a temporary object, and if that temporary object can be assigned to a new object, if programmer wants, otherwise that temporary object is eligible for garbage collection system of the Python after that temporary object has been used. There is a method find in Python. What it does is it finds whether the string given as an argument to that method is present in the given object declared as a, here it is declared as a is equal to an understanding Python. What we are trying to do is a dot find stand. What it returns, this find method returns index of the search. So what we get output, stand in the string appears at index 8. You can find out S is at index number 8 of this string. Then a dot find d. It is what it is doing. This method finds out d, and these 7 and 15 are the indices within which we are trying to find out the letter d. This method find searches from index 7 to index 14, and the output we get is d in the string appears at index 12. And what it has done is this d, which is at index 2, has been ignored, and the search has started only from index 7 and up to index 14. In this example, we are trying to find out whether d appears in the string given here between index 6 and 9. The output of the program is -1. So whenever search does not find between the given range, the output is -1. So whenever we get output -1, that means the search has not found what we are asking for. Again, another method, another use of find, a dot find a. One single letter we want to find out where it is available or where it is a part of the string, understanding Python, and the output is a is appearing at index number 7. Then later is a dot find a comma 5. What does it give? It starts looking for the given string here, which is a. It starts the search from index 5. and output is 10, because after 5 search starts, but the index it gives is actual index number, not the relative index number from index 5. Then there are methods count, start with, ends with. Count gives us the number of times a particular character is appearing in the string. Here we are asking the method a.count to find out a, how many times it is appearing in the string, and the output is 2. Then a method starts with starts with ma, string ma being its argument in this particular case. If the string starts with ma, the method starts with returns true. If in this statement we are trying to find out whether SW is treated at starts with, no, it is not, because string starts with ma and not SW, so we get output false. Ends with gives us whether the string ends with whatever string we have given. A dot ends with dot py. In this string a, since dot py is actually ending the string, we get true as the output. Replace and modify are two other methods. I like mangoes is the object referenced by AA. Now I want to replace like by like sweet. So what I do is I apply a method a.replace. The first argument is the characters we want to replace, and the second argument is the characters which we want to use for replacement. So when a.replace is executed, I get I like sweet mangoes. So like has been replaced with like sweet. Then strip causes spaces from both sides to be stripped. Here I have intentionally given 2 spaces. At the beginning then I like mangoes, and at the end. So this string has got 2 spaces. When a.strip is executed, all those spaces are removed. Please understand, in every case, whenever we just give a print and we are not going to use the object created by the method, then that method is whatever temporary object has been created by that method is displayed by print statement. But as soon as the print statement is executed, if we do not use that temporary object in any way, that object becomes eligible for garbage collection. This is an important part when we are dealing with immutable collections in Python. Then else strip removes the white spaces from left of the string, then R strip removes the spaces from right of the string. So here this is the spaces available on right of I like mangoes. These spaces will be removed by R strip method. This space which is on the in the left of the string will be removed by L strip. Split and join are two other methods which are quite useful. Here what we have done is we have defined a string as AA is equal to 11.11 comma 22.122 and etc. But actually what we are doing here is we are declaring or defining a string with the text which looks like float numbers, but in fact these are not, the compiler will not treat these as float numbers. This will be treated as a pure text in the form of digits and commas and full stops or dots. When we use print a dot split, which has a one argument, we want that argument to be a comma. What it executes is it converts that string or text of that string into a list of the values given here, 11.1122, all these things. Everything in the string is converted to a list. Again that list is converting and separating the values, but the list contains all values as independent strings. So here the whole string 11.11 to 55.55 is a single string. Here each number, which is each text which is separated by comma, is getting converted into an individual independent string, and all those strings are now members of list. Then there is another function which is named join. What it does is it converts a list to a string. Here what we are doing, A is a list. What are the lists? That we will see in our next 2 or 3 videos, after 2 or 3 videos. A string is a collection of strings. Here it is a list can be a collection of different multiple values of multiple data types, but here we are using it only to include strings mangoes, bananas, muskmelon available. After execution of dot join function, where A is being passed to join, what we get is all these elements of list have been converted into strings separated by a space, because we have mentioned space here. Then there are many methods: is alpha, is all num, is upper, is lower. All these methods check the string whether it is in this is alpha. If it is containing alpha characters, the print a dot is alpha returns true. Similarly, a dot is digit returns true because all are digits here. Then another number, this method is all num. So in this case, is all num is also true. This is upper, a is equal to a b c d e f is in uppercase. So print a dot is upper returns true, and this a is equal to wxb and all these things. This string is in all lower cases. So a dot is lower also returns true, and in this case a is equal to some digits 1 2, then uppercase letters, and then digit 3 3. And now we are trying to check whether the string is lower or what. A dot is lower returns false because a g g are in uppercase. We can convert a string and a number in Python. Now in this program, let us see a is equal to 2233, b is equal to this much, c is equal to this much. A is equal to 2233 is a int object, 11.11 is a float object, 1 plus 20 is a 2j is a complex object. When we use this print statement with str_a, str_b, str_c, we are typecasting all these values into string. Convert number to string. In this case, a is equal to 2233 is within the single quotes. Similarly for b and c. So all these three values assigned to a, b and c are strings indicated by these single quotes. Now then we give a statement print a plus 1122. 1122 is also taken as a text string, and we get a output which joins a with the string here 1122. Then print int a plus 1111. What we have done is this a we have converted to int and added a int number 1111. So we get the addition of these two numbers. Now a is equal to 2233 is again a string, and we want, when we try to add a int number 1111 to this string, we get a error message, can only concatenate str not int to str. So what it effectively says is we cannot concatenate a string with any other data type. It has to be a string plus string only. So this is all about the methods in string. Thank you for viewing. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe to the channel Programming in Python with RSK. This is the link to the channel. Friends, I also run another channel Programming in C with RSK with this ID. I have uploaded more than 55 videos in this channel. All the videos cover individual aspects and features of C. So please visit both of my channels. Thank you.